What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Edo Run once again. I haven't uploaded a video in a while, but in the spur of the moment, I saw my videos on the strongest trolls in Homestuck, and I even saw an unreleased video that I had, power scaling Carcat Vantis. Now I'm going to be. That was kind of an amateurish video. That was about a year ago. I made it a year ago, but I think I'm going to be redoing something, maybe redoing even my old tier list. Um, well, at least strongest troll. Now we're gonna be saying who is almost definitively the strongest beta kid. Now, for a little bit of the for a little bit of background, um, the beta kids are John, Rose, Dave, and Jade. The four main kids in Homestuck. The pre-scratches, the betas, the whatever else you want to call them, the original Spur players, the ones who get trolled, this, and that. Now, wait, hold on. This might be a little too loud. Hold on, let me just hit it with a little divot. I'll raise it up. Um, Now I'm going to be setting a few, let's say, prerequisites, or I'm going to be putting down some conditions. Now, I'm going to be ranking these players of Spurb off of possible potential, what we've seen them do, feats, and overall combat prowess. Now, this might also be weird because some of these characters have stronger feats than the others. However, with statements and other shit directly from other characters and some shit that we can't assume, um, this might be hard, and this is purely based off of probably who can beat the others in a fight. Not any extracurricular shit, but who could probably definitively beat the. And this is my headcanon, obviously. Like, I have my own opinions. Don't take this as the definitive thing, even though I fucking say it is, because it probably is. But let's get right into the weakest one. Now, you may not agree with me. Some people may not agree with me at all for this, but the weakest beta kid has to be by far Rose. It's just Rose. Now, Rose is the Seer of Light God tier. All these kids are God tiers, by the way. All the Homestuck kids, including the alphas, the post scratches, they are God tiers. Now, what does God tiering mean? It means you become the full embodiment of your aspect. Even though you can still learn, you can still do this, and that. But it essentially means that your power is at its peak. It's at its fucking limit. Now, Rose has some feats. Rose has some terrific feats, such as she dismantled a mountain probably early, mid game. Um, with her thorns, she went grimdark. Um, she fought the Condis. She fought the Condis again. Um, and she's just been a real, like, magical person. Now, here's the thing about Rose. Rose is very articulate. She's very smart. However, she's not much of a fighter. She's powerful, but not much of a fighter. She does have some of the best feats in the entire thing, though. But going off of other shit and just how she is and her combat knowledge, like, I just don't think it's gonna be enough. Like, really, like, she does not have the capability. She has fucking bootleg magic at best. Um, Even her god tier powers, we haven't really. We've seen her have visions, and that's it. She can't utilize it for combat. She can't really. We haven't really seen her, or if we have, I for damn sure can't remember it because it's so fucking irrelevant. Which is ironic because light means relevancy. Um, Compared to literally everyone else on the list, I wouldn't bet on her. I just plain wouldn't. She's her gear not good. Um, what else was I say? She just doesn't seem to be competent when it comes to a fight, really. Like even when she tried to rush the condense, she just got slapped. Like she threw a trident at her and she watched this happen. She she watched the condense throw a trident at her and she was still going at her. I mean, you could play that off as game over timeline stupidity, but damn, that was dumb. And that's the alpha timeline. That's the alpha timeline. That's the alpha. And I don't know. She doesn't have very many hacks. A lot of these things are going to be based off of hacks and based off of what you can and can't do, which is it's gonna get fucking confusing very quickly when I start throwing my fucking opinion out there. But Rose just isn't. She just doesn't have the wherewithal to actually be a heavy hitter, which isn't bad, but in a sense of who can duke it out best, she's just not gonna be there. Um, Next is maybe controversial because like I'm coming up with this list as we go. The only person I knew for a fact that was gonna be in a spot on the list was admittedly Rose because she's not good. She's pretty weak. She is. she, she just she just isn't strong. Hold on. Let me set up some mood setter real quick. Okay. Now, the third strongest. God, this is actually so hard. Like, if any of you have seen Homestuck, you know how difficult this is. It may seem clear cut to you guys, but I don't know. It's just I think the second strongest. Oh no, the third strongest. Actually, I'm thinking about some shit right now, and it's Jade Harley. Now, Jade has hacks. She is a god tier sprite infused witch of space. Which I don't know if you know what all those things mean, but it means she's pretty fucking OP. Um, OP at least in the sense of she has hacks. Now we've seen her have probably the most impressive feat, some of the most impressive feats of all time, and in that she was able to widen a fourth wall. She was able to shrink down 5 planets. Um, However, those are hacks. Those aren't combat abilities. Those are hacks, and we don't even know if she can do that in combat. Um, we definitely know. I think we definitely know that she can teleport away. She can definitely teleport to different scenes, but we haven't seen her fight. She wields gun kind, though she does. If we're going off a canon Jade, she does have the Zilly sword, um, the legendary weapon. Zilly weapons are like pretty high tier. The end game weapons, maybe not. Um, so she can shrink a planet. In theory, okay. So what also makes her strong is that she was prototyped with a fucking first guardian, and those just make you hella fucking strong. Okay, so a lot of people don't agree with me, but this is my fucking video, so I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want. Um, and it's valid and fair. Being a sprite and a god tier and a fucking first guardian make you pretty fucking strong. However, that doesn't do shit for her durability at all. She gets clocked out by the Paragon male lady in Collide, and one shot was not even like, bro, like she knocked out Jack too, but like Jack was at least like, he was scared. He was like, died. Her durability is shit. She has even stated that Dave Strider could probably out hacks her when she was fucking evil. She's very susceptible to mind control, mind fuckery, and animal control. I don't even know what the fuck that's about. Because she's a dog, actually. She's a first guardian dog. She's really strong. She has like almost probably unlimited fucking power. But it does nothing in combat because she just doesn't. She just hasn't been shown to have any strong powers in combat wise. She has like hacks of. She has like. She has out of battle hacks, basically. Not in battle hacks. Like Dave and the others. Her frame motif, I think she did a frame motif with Dave, but didn't do shit. Didn't fight. She's more of a peacekeeper hermit bitch now. I'm not getting into the epilogues because I'm just fucking not. I'm just really not. But man, no, it's Jade. Jade is kind of a disappointing fighter. Now the second strongest. Whatever I post for this, whatever I say for this is going to shake shit up definitely. Like there's going to be people that say it's Dave as the strongest or it's John as the strongest. But all I know is they're stronger than the other two. And I might have to say, and I don't even know why I'm leaning this way, but if I talk myself out of it, I talk myself out of it. The second strongest beta kid is none other than... I can't slap my shit because it's fucking loud. Is Dave Strider. Dave Strider is the second strongest beta kid. Hear me out. Dave Strider uses Blade Kind, the only weapon to do literally anything in Homestuck at all. Swords. The Knight of Time uses his powers frequently. Uses his powers greatly. Is a capable fighter. Was trained to be a capable fighter from goddamn almost birth. Not birth. From almost cloning. He was trained by Bro Strider, otherwise known as Dirk Strider as a alpha. And Dirk Strider is, bar none, one of the strongest humans. One of the strongest characters on Homestuck. Without just plain, like, fuckery. Like, he's strong. Like, yeah. By the way, I'm also going to be keeping in... There's another factor I'm playing in here, and that's consistency. The consistency to fight. In a consistent level of power. Now, Dave has shown many, many feats. Basically was high tier, high level. After 3 days of playing, was able to learn his powers good enough to essentially cheat the game enough to give the kids enough time to win. Dave is very smart. He's very cool. Has a great level of like competency in a fight. But I just think that maybe John has the edge over him. Only because of later things. So to elaborate, I'm going to have to go into Dave's moveset. Dave has a sword called Caldafitch. It's fucking garbage, and he exclusively only uses it later. But it's kind of lowish tier. He has time clones that he uses. He also manipulates... No, that's it. He uses time clones a lot. He doesn't actually manipulate the flow of time all that often. Or at all without his turntables. Nor does he really do it in a fight. Dave has hacks. Dave has a lot of time-based hacks that he's been said to be able to use. Even Jade, who is mega ultra hyper, fuck me with a sock daddy OP. In terms of the ship, is like she said he could probably win. Dave became, for lack of a better term, he became a bitch later. Later he became a bitch and he just couldn't fight. He just wouldn't take any responsibility. He just wouldn't fight. He just I don't know, man. I think the epilogues treated him better, but that's a hot fucking take. Very skilled with the sword. Was able to fight Jack Noir and the Peregrine male lady at the same time to defend Jade's body, and I think game over. That shows his skill. He was only doing one-handed too, and we fought them at the same fucking time. And Jack Noir and the Peregrine bitch, entirely too strong. Um, though he did die, he did hold them off quite a good bit. He was able to decapitate both Jax and Dirk at the same time, as well as being able to cut through Dirk's unbreakable katana, probably the King Scepter, and other shit. Now, the unbreakable katana is a zilly weapon, and I think Caldefich is also a zilly weapon, but it's mostly to beat Lord English, to which I think he does in the epilogues, but that's neither here nor there. I'm sorry I'm saying a lot. I'm really trying to contain my thoughts on this. I'm really trying to actually well, let me put it to this. He's very strong. But he's a bit off. He holds himself back in a few ways, mainly because he feels like he needs to, I believe. He's a knight. He has class spec powers, but the class spec powers of the kids are squandered. Not to mention, all of their durabilities are relatively low. And it's very, very clear. Though he does have probably incredibly good gear because he's the one that helped John actually succeed. However, John is a different beast all of his own. Now, we've seen the most feats from John. He was able to damage a first Guardian prototyped Jack Noir. He was able to hurt Jack Noir. Yeah. Okay, so let me go into this more, right? He has a Zilly weapon, the Zilly Warhammer, and it is really strong. And I think he even he had enough grist and materials to combine it with. Let's see, to combine it with Vriska's dice. Now, if he gets lucky, he has the possibility to probably one-shot anyone on this list. Though a fucking baby can one-shot anyone on this list because everyone's durability is, in fact, dog shit. However, when they're ready to scrap up in a fight, they become less humanely garbage. John has the most feats. He was able to lift up a spaceship with his wind powers, like off rip. It was easy for him. He was able to go almost intangible when he was in a rage fighting against Jack Noir. He was able to do a lot of things. His skill later on grows. His power grows. He gains retcon powers, which can be used to zap around the timeline, the multiverse. He basically has better time power. He's better Dave. Not in the sense that he actually knows what the fuck he's doing with time, but what he says goes. What he says goes. And that's dangerous. Not to mention his air of breath powers, insanely potent, was able to dig a hole through Skaya, something that we've almost never seen the destructive power of ever again. Besides maybe Jake, but Jake is a bit that's separate. Damn. Yeah, like the Warhammer's incredibly potent. He even has a hammer that can stop an enemy in time. Was able to work on the Condens. The Condens may or may not be stronger than Spade Slick or Jack English, but god damn, the Condens has the powers of almost all the trolls and was able to keep up in a fight with 3 god tiers. And one of them was Rose, and one of them was Roxy. It was actually okay. And Kanaya. Kanaya's not shit though. Pretty overall. Like, I'm wearing shorts by the way. Pretty overall low, I guess. John has a lot of feats. I'm sorry, I'm saying the same shit over again. The reason John is up is because, for one, his hand-to-hand combat's high. His gear that we've seen him have, really fucking good. He has the skill. He has hacks. He has wind hacks, which can stop him from getting capped with weapons and probably even abilities. He could probably do the windy thing to a magnitude to which even if he was a shrunk down by Jade, he would most likely be able to still bury his way through her fucking chest or her head. Um, Obviously, he can't fucking kill her. Actually, he probably can because retcon powers. Like I said, he has a lot of hacks. He just has better hacks than Dave. With Dave, it becomes a real hack off. Who can land the first blow? Who can do this? Who can do that? Dave is definitely more competent in a fight, like straight up. But John is John's the John's the protagonist. That's not even saying that other Homestuck kids can beat John. Um, but even Caliborn thought he was more of a threat because, this was my main reason. He was able to manhandle a Caliborn. Caliborn is the Lord of Time and a complete a better Dave, so to speak, a stronger Dave, so to speak, and he manhandled the fuck out of him. Granted, it was pre super hyper ultra god Caliborn, but it was still Caliborn who had a good fucking bit of power. Um, yeah, man. When it comes to Dave and John, they are maybe slightly interchangeable. However, I think just John has that little bit of the edge, end game, than Dave. He just can slap. He can hit harder than anyone else. Though Dave is a bit more competent skill wise, though the consistency wise, I think they both display very high levels of consistent power, and very high levels of consistent knowledge over fighting. It's it's definitely really strange. However, that's going to be it. Um, if I missed a couple things, a couple feats, I know he performed. I know Dave really performed admirably against Spade Slick and Dave, and Spade Slick and Jack even outperformed people like Dirk and Terezi, who are very powerful in their own rights. Though that's gonna be it. To recap, from strongest to weakest: John, Dave, Jade, Rose. If I were to give a bit of a ranking of their power and their gaps, it would be Rose here. Rose is right here. Jade is here. Um, Dave is here, and John is here. Rose is almost nowhere near the power of the other three, especially with her hacks, especially not in a 1v1. She's just not winning. She's very strong overall, but she's just not winning that fucking, like, she's just not winning that fight. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be it. If you like this, give me a like, a comment, subscribe. I definitely love talking about fucking Homestuck a lot. I've been really getting real into it fucking lately, and it's been a year. But I've definitely learned a whole fucking shit ton. Like, god damn. Like, fuck. Yeah. If you guys like that, like, comment, subscribe. And this is Edo Run, signing out. Peace. Boo.